So the book I read by the same author is Paper Towns by John Green. Um, he is a Prince Award-winning author for his other book, Looking for Alaska, which I read last semester and I totally fell in love with. So as soon as I got this assignment, I decided that John Green was going to be the author that I read multiple works of. I don't feature Looking for Alaska in this project because I read it so recently that I'm pretty familiar with John Green's work. So I'm only reading Paper Towns for John Green. Um, so the book is recommended for, I would probably recommend it for ages 16 and up just because the characters are about to graduate high school. And so I think older teenagers would be a little more, would be able to connect a little more with the characters in the book just because of their age and what they're going through, the things that you kind of go through at that end of high school sort of stage of your life. So the book's main character, Quentin, he's kind of a little bit of a geek, but fortunately for him, he lives right next door to a very cool girl named Margot. Margot ropes Quentin into one of her shenanigans, which there are many, one night. And then, after doing this, she disappears. This is normal for Margot. She disappears sometimes. But Quentin is so enthralled by her because, like, he was actually part of her plan that he cannot stop thinking about her, and he wants to find her. So, she leaves him clues, so he picks up on the clues, and he does his best to figure them out and try to figure out where she's gone and what she's doing and how he can find her. And he also enlists his friends to help, which are some pretty funny characters. There's a road trip. Usually there's some sort of car road trip involved, I've realized, with John Green's work. And I'm okay with that. It's pretty cool. When I first started reading this book, I was kind of upset because it sounded like the same kind of formula he used for Looking for Alaska. There's kind of this boy lusting after this girl he can never have, or this idea of this girl that he can never have, and I was like, oh, this is going to be the same thing. But throughout reading, I am totally okay with that formula because he uses, there are certain elements it seems he kind of puts into all of his novels, but all of those elements can lead to a different sort of outcome, and so I still loved this book. I think that students will like trying to figure out the puzzle pieces and put them together and figure out the little bit of mystery that there is. It isn't super suspenseful or anything like that, but it'll keep them reading to figure out, where did Margot go? What does this clue mean? What's going to happen next? So, if you'd like to learn more about Paper Towns or John Green, I suggest you head over to the author or resource section.